Namaskaram. Hello and welcome, hardworking aspirants. So, we are going to discuss about the Cabinet Mission Plan, the Partition of India, and the Great Calcutta Killing. Also, the role of H.S. Sohrawardy, the CM of Bengal then. What was the role of Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Muslim League? And do you know about the infamous Kesoram cotton mills massacre where hundreds of Odia workers were burnt alive? Yes, we're going to talk about all those, and with that, there will be 5 questions UPSC level at the end of the class. But before we get going, a quick info for you: if you are preparing for TGPSC Group 1 or for Group 2, or you want a foundation batch where you can prepare for both the examinations at once, we are starting this batch very soon, where we will also be giving you discounts if you are an early bird. So don't waste any time and get started with it. We are also having a UPSC batch, so you can inquire for that too. Let's get going and let's talk about the Cabinet Mission 1946. It's already a complete series that we have done, a complete spectrum history, and this is the last class that we are talking about. So if you have not seen it, please subscribe to the playlist and see all the videos. It's really very important for your exams purpose. Now you see, it was announced by Clement Attlee's government in February 1946. You have to understand the backdrop was the end of the Second World War, and there was going to be a regime change in England as well. Now, who are the members of this mission? This is asked in the examination. Who are the members of the cabinet mission that you should know? It was Patrick Lawrence was the chairman, and then you have Stafford Cripps and also A.V. Alexander. And what was their objective? Their objective was to find a peaceful negotiation for the transfer of the power of India. Now, why British withdrawal seemed imminent? Now, we have to understand there are a few points, like nationalist forces had gained widespread strength by 1945. You also have a reasons where the bureaucracy and the loyalist sections showed growing sympathy for the nationalism. The British administration was very and also understaffed and economically strained because it was the end of the Second World War. You also see mixed policy of repression and conciliation had failed to maintain the authority. Congress provincial governments had enhanced the patriotic morale, and you also see the INA trial, the Azad Hind Fauj or the Indian National Army trials, and also the revolution that was happening in Indian Navy. That revealed the declining loyalty within the armed forces that was there, and also all-out repression was seen as impossible due to the lack of official and the resources. So there were a few points like this, and also British now end for a graceful withdrawal with future friendly Indo-British ties, because they knew if they don't do so, they have to at the end of the day leave, but the relations will be scarred. Now, what was the British policy view? It depended on the Congress and the League rivalry to maintain the control. Also, it preferred a united India for defense and Commonwealth partnership. That is why you will see this plan doesn't talks about the partition of India. And Attlee in March 15, 1946, he said that minorities cannot veto majorities' progress. This is what was being demanded by Muslim League, that they must have a veto right. But that was completely taken away by the cabinet mission. Now, the cabinet mission's arrival and the objective. So, we see it arrived in Delhi on March 24, 1946. Please remember the dates. Sometimes you have the questions related to chronology that is asked, so that is why it's important. What was discussed? The formation of an interim government and also framework for making a new constitution. Now, Congress and League failed to agree on unity versus partition. League wanted the partition to happen, Congress didn't wanted it to happen. So the mission will say that because the Congress or the League are not able to give us a plan, we will be giving them the plan. So what was their plan? Let's see. So the cabinet mission plans rejected full-fledged Pakistan, and also it said that it's impractical on demographic, economic and administrative grounds. So proposed grouping of provinces. So there were provinces divided into different groups. Like in section A, you will have Madras, Bombay, central provinces, UP, Bihar, Odisha. Section B, you are going to have Punjab, Northwest Frontier Province, Sindh, those parts that are, in Pakistan today. And Section C had Bengal and Assam, so some of the parts which are in Bangladesh today. So all these were divided into three different sections, and with that they said that there should be a three-tier structure where there will be a provincial government, there will be a sectional government, and there will be a union government. The Constituent Assembly will have 389 members, in which 292 will be of provincial, 4 chief commissioner provinces, and 93 of the princely states. The union subjects will be like defense, foreign affairs, and communication, and the provinces will have full autonomy and the residual power. Also, the princely states were freed from British paramountcy and they were free to join the union or stay separate. That independence was given to them. And also, there was this flexibility. Now, please keep your eyes on this flexibility where provinces could opt out of groups after first elections or reconsider union constitution after 10 years. Now it was believed that it was compulsory by the Muslim League, and that's why Muslim League will become very happy that at first we were just talking about the Pakistan where the area of Baluchistan and Sindh is there, but now we are also getting the part of Bangladesh or the part of Bengal that is being given in Group B and Group C. But later on, it was clarified by Congress as well as by the cabinet mission that it is not compulsory that this will be there, and that is why you will see that Muslim League will at first it supported the cabinet mission plan, but later on it will oppose it. And there was this acceptance and the breakdown. So the League accepted the plan on June 6, 1946. Congress accepted on June 24, 1946. Again, remember the chronology. July 1946, there was election held for the Constituent Assembly. July 10, Nehru declared the Assembly sovereign and not bound by plan, implied no compulsory grouping will be there. This is the fact that I was saying you. And hearing this in July 29, League withdrew acceptance and called for direct action. Now, what was this direct action? Direct action was nothing but a blackmailing, a threat by Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Muslim League, which was very clearly declared in the one of the Muslim League candidate had this newspaper Star of India, and where there the full plan was given that how the direct action day is going to take place. And that direct action day is also known as the Great Calcutta Killing because it is said thousands of people lost their lives both on the sides of Hindus and Muslims. There were more casualties on the sides of Hindus, and there only I said you that there was this Kesoram cotton mills where there were few sources say 300, few say 500, 600 Odia workers who were working in this Kesoram cotton mills. They were killed and they were burnt alive. So that was the level of massacre that happened. And why it happened? Because Muslim League and Muhammad Ali Jinnah wanted to threat the Britishers and the Congress that if you are not going to give us separate Pakistan, this is what is going to continue. So from August 16, 1946, India witnessed unprecedented communal riots. Thousands were killed in Calcutta, Bombay, Noakhali, Bihar, and also Garmukteshwar, that's in Uttar Pradesh or United Provinces. Viceroy Webel now sought Congress participation in the interim government, even if the Muslim League stayed out. This marked a shift from his previous stance at Simla Conference. His new approach contradicted the League's insistence that all agreement must be accepted to all, and it also revealed Britain's shifting aim for maintaining control under divide and rule to managing a stable withdrawal and post-imperial influence. So, which of the people who believe without reading the history properly that it was the English who wanted to divide India into India and Pakistan? It was not. Britishers even at the last time wanted a united India to be there, and so for that even they said that even if Muslim League is not being the part of the interim government, we will go along with Pakistan. But then there will be this formation of the interim government. Fearing mass agitation by Congress, Wavell invited it to form an interim government. On September 2, 1946, Congress dominated interim government headed by Jawaharlal Nehru was sworn in. Nehru continued opposing the concept of compulsory grouping of provinces. Despite the title, the interim government largely remained under Viceroy's control. And in this final cabinet meeting, that is March 1947, Wavell overruled ministers on releasing INA prisoners. INA or the Indian National Army, that was founded by whom? By Subhash Chandra Bose. Now, Wavell invited the Muslim League to join the government on October 26, 1946, even though it had announced direct action. They rejected both long term and short term plans of the cabinet mission and insisted on compulsory grouping with majority rule, limiting anti Pakistan elements. So, still, the Britishers are giving Muslim League the due respect that they thought they should be given, but actually, they did not deserve it. Member of the interim government, September 1946 to August 1947, Jawaharlal Nehru was the vice president and also external affairs and commonwealth relations. Please remember this. Vallabhbhai Patel, home information and broadcasting. Baldev Singh of defense. Dr. John Mathai, industries and supplies. C. Rajagopalachari, education. C. H. Baba, works, mines and power. And then you see Rajendra Prasad, agriculture and food. Please remember, might be asked in the examination who were helping what cabinet position in the interim government. So you should remember this. So you have Jagjeevan Ram, labor, Asaf Ali, railways, Liaquat Ali Khan, finance, II Chundrigar of Muslim League Commerce. You also have Abdul Rab Nistar, communications. You have health in the hands of Ghazanfar Ali Khan of League, and also Jogendra Nath Mandal of League, having law at that time. So this is the interim national government that was formed, that you can see. And then you'll see the Muslim League's obstructionist role that was there. So the League boycotted the Constituent Assembly's first meeting on December 9, 1946. As a result, only Nehru's objective resolution outlining an independent sovereign republic could be adopted. Also, the League refused to attend informal cabinet meetings on corporate and decision making. Liaquat Ali Khan, who was a finance minister, restricted functioning of the other ministries and obstructed Congress measures. Also, the League used the interim government primarily to advance its goal of Pakistan. You also see Congress repeatedly urged the Viceroy to intervene, either make the League cooperate or to exclude them. In February 1947, 9 Congress ministers demanded the resignation of the League members and threatened that Congress will withdraw. The situation climaxed when the League demanded dissolution of the Constituent Assembly, triggering a major political crisis. Then you see about independence with partition. Attlee's statement on February 20, 1947, British Prime Minister announced decision to quit India. Now, deadline for transfer of power was fixed as June 30, 1948. Please see the date. What was the date? June 30, 1948. Now, if no agreement or constitution, power would be transferred either to a central government or to a provincial government. British paramountcy over princely states would lapse but not be transferred to either dominion. Now, Lord Mountbatten was to replace Wavell as viceroy, and the statement clearly hinted at partition or balkanization of India. Now, there was a reason for fixing a withdrawal date by the Britishers. What was that? To pressure Indian leaders into an agreement, also to avoid a constitutional crisis, to convince Indians of British sincerity, and also to recognize and manage the irreversible decline of British authority. What was Congress' response? Accepted the provision for transfer of power to more than one center, as it allowed the existing Constituent Assembly to continue framing a constitution. Also, hopes for settlement soon faded. The League started civil disobedience in Punjab, feeling encouraged by the statement. Now, when we go towards independence and partition, communal rights and failure of Congress League coalition made partition a growing reality. Also, Hindu and Sikh groups in Punjab and Bengal demanded partition of their provinces to avoid inclusion in Pakistan. Nehru, on March 10, 1947, accepted that the alternative to cabinet mission plan was partition. So this is the date when Nehru, or indirectly Congress, will accept this Pakistan theory, and Congress President Kriplani on April 1947 said Congress would accept Pakistan if Punjab and Bengal were fairly partitioned. Now, there was this Mountbatten's appointment and role. So, Mountbatten arrived as viceroy in March 1947 with full powers. Before him, it was Wavell. Tasked was to explore options of unity or division. For unity impossible, Jinnah insisted on full sovereignty of Pakistan and preferred a balanced approach, divide India, but maintain maximum unity as much as possible. So, immediate transfer of power with dominion status for India and Pakistan. That was the Mountbatten Plan of June 3, 1947. There were some key points that we should know. So the Punjab and Bengal assemblies to vote separately by communal groups for partition. If majority voted for partition, both provinces to be divided. Sindh to decide its own course. referendum in Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet, that's in Bengal, to decide a session, two dominions and constituent assemblies to be created, boundary commission for Punjab and Bengal, and freedom to be granted on August 15, 1947. Plan intended to reduce Pakistan's size but ensure independence. Now, Congress acceptance of dominion status, accepted dominion status for quick and peaceful transfer of power, ability to control and stabilize the explosive situation, also administrative and military continuity. Britain saw it as a way to retain economic and defense ties through Commonwealth links. Now, entry early date for independence, if you see, the date was for June 1948, but now it is August 15, 1947. It was done because it was needed to secure Congress agreement and ended British responsibility for communal disorder. Also, Bengal and Punjab legislature voted for partition. East Bengal and West Punjab went to Pakistan. Now you'll see Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet also voted for Pakistan. Balochistan and Sindh followed them. Two boundary commissions established, but awards delayed until independence. Now independence, Indian Independence Act, that is of July 18, 1947, enacted by British Parliament to implement Mountbatten Plan, created two independent dominions, India and Pakistan, effective from August 15, 1947. Each dominion had its own Governor General and legislature. Please remember that. Government to function under 1935 Act until new constitution adopted. Also remember that Pakistan became independent on August 14, India on August 15, and Jinnah became Pakistan's Governor General. Mountbatten remained India's Governor General. There were some problems of the early withdrawal. What? Partition implemented too hurriedly, administration were unprepared, no transitional structures to handle issues. Also, Jinnah's refusal to accept Mountbatten as common governor general removed coordination, and delay in announcing Redcliffe Award contributed to Punjab massacres. Now, towards independence and partition, if you see, there was phase 1, that is before August 15, 1947, all state except Kashmir, Hyderabad and Junagadh signed instrument of accession, that is defense, foreign affairs and communication with India. Princes agreed easily as these were powers that they never truly had. And then there will be a phase 2 where you see integration with provinces of formation of new unions such as Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh, carried out under Patel, using persuasion, incentives, also privy purses and also limited pressure that was there. Now there was this inevitability of partition. So the reasons of Congress accepted partition: long-term failure to politically integrate Muslims. So now Congress understood that the Muslims are going to go with Muslim League only. Only immediate transfer of power could prevent total collapse and civil war. Interim government had broken down, and also partition prevented further balkanization by disallowing independent princely states. Also, step-by-step concessions made partition inevitable, like you have the Cripps mission, Gandhi Jinnah talks, cabinet mission plan, and third June plan. All of this were going in favor of the partition and of Muslim League. Now there are some key views that you can see here. Jinnah claimed sole credit for achieving Pakistan, and Maulana Azad said people accepted partition out of resentment, not conviction. But at the end of the day, the partition happened, whatever were be the reasons. Let's see some of the question answers. Consider the following statement regarding the Mountbatten Plan. It proposed the immediate transfer of power to two dominions. Okay. It required both Punjab and Bengal legislatures to vote on whether their provinces should be partitioned. Yes, that's also correct. It influenced referendum in Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet to decide their future. Okay. It granted India complete independence outside the British Commonwealth. Now you see number 4 is not correct. Whatever number 4 is not correct, 3 to 1 looks like to be correct. So wherever you have number 4, cut it down, and A should be the correct answer here. You can pause the video and see the explanation here. Let's see the next question. It provided for the creation of two independent dominions, India and Pakistan. Okay, each dominion was to have a governor general appointed directly by the British king, not by the British king, but by the legislature. Number 2 looks wrong. The Constituent Assembly of each dominion was to act its legislature. Yes. It came into force on August 14. No, not August 14, August 15. India on August 15 and Pakistan August 14. So 1 and 3 looks like to be correct. So let's see. Yes, B, 1 and 3 is correct. Let's see the next question. Fix the date for British withdrawal of India. That is Attlee statement of February 20. Okay. Provided for lapse of British paramountcy over princely states. Okay. Accepted the full partition of the Muslim League. No, not accepted the full participation of the Muslim League. Announced Lord Mountbatten's appointment. as the last viceroy. Okay, so you see again here, A should be the correct answer. Yes, it is. Let's see question number 4. Which of the following statements correctly explains the Congress acceptance of partition? The Congress believed that partition would prevent balkanization and ensure a peaceful transfer of power. This looks to be correct. Partition was accepted to maintain British control during the transition. No. Gandhi and Nehru saw partition as an opportunity to promote communal representation. No. It was accepted because the League had agreed to withdraw its demand from Pakistan. No. So A is the correct answer here. Let's see the last question. In the context of interim government, Jawaharlal Nehru, External Affairs and Commonwealth, yes, that's true. Liaquat Ali Khan, Finance, yes, because he was able to stop it. Vallabhbhai Patel was not defense. Vallabhbhai Patel was home. This defense was with Mr. Baldev. Rajendra Prasad, agriculture and food. So 1, 2 and 4 looks like to be correct. Again, A should be the correct answer here, and defense was held by Baldev Singh. So guys, that was the complete modern history series that now we have done. You should, again, I'll request you should see the playlist completely, and if there is any doubts, feel free to ask us in the comment section. Now, if you are preparing for UPSC, TGPSC or APPSC for one-on-one live mentorship, you can join our mentorship program. And also guys, please remember, every topper has a mentor, and you should too. We'll meet again if you subscribe, and keep working hard, because today or tomorrow you will be successful. Namaskar.